Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
All right. Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. Welcome. One of the things I want to do is tell you, sponsored by this folks. This is a small garbage company that's doing great things, but doing things from a long time. Changed the name. Did not change the quality. The quality has been good since day one. We want to make it greater. That's right, greater. We're going to do some things that's going to make things elevate. So try us out, see what you like, and then go to my website and check us out.
Yeah.
Now,
awesome, Jay.
I got to talk about that person next to me. This person been rocking with me since I started this. Craftmatic, how you doing, big baby?
Oh man, I'm doing pretty good.
Well,
pretty good.
You always say
right?
like superb and like marvelous.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
them big words and this okay.
Yeah, this is one of those weeks, man, where
you dragging a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I'm dealing with sadness, man.
Sadness?
Yeah, I got some sadness in my heart that troubling me. You know, I still can have a smile on my face.
My car's sitting out there on the flat, and you talking about you sad. My car leaning, bro.
Yeah, but money solves that. You know what I'm saying? I got, you know what I'm saying, it might take some years of reparation.
Yeah, you got something way deep.
Right?
I stick with my problem.
Yeah.
I changed my time. I'm good.
Yeah, so I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just working through my things and stuff. And, you know, life won't get me down. I know who's my father.
All right.
And I know where my power and strength comes from. So I'm just being elevated, man. And, you know, movement is not easy.
No.
So just going through the process. And appreciate you asking, man. How you doing, Smooth Jay?
Man, I'm doing good. Like I said, man, you know, even with a flat tire and some of the things I go through, I'm not depressed by any of that. It's a stepping stone.
Right.
One of the reasons why I got a flat. Sometimes we push ourselves too hard, thinking we can do more than what he gives us the ability to do.
Right.
So all I had to do was go to the gas station, get somebody to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, to spend a little money. Nah, I can do it myself. Okay, no, I ain't no tire guy.
Yeah.
But you know, you want to dibble and dab, you feel like, hey, you know, entrepreneur, I'm running things,
Right.
you know, I can do this. Sometimes stay in your lane, okay?
Jay,
Stay far,
always
stay in your lane.
See, I'm a big proponent of expertise, right? I don't do nothing that I don't know how to do. I'm gonna pay somebody to do it. They'll fix my car, do my taxes, whatever, and then I got somebody to hold accountable. And I got somebody who has years more knowledge than I have. Get it done for me, right? So just lean on expertise, man. No, listen,
I agree when it comes to that.
roadside assistance.
When it comes to saying, I had to learn. I wasn't going to wait on somebody else to come in with some expertise.
When it comes to what?
Sex.
Oh, yeah.
I had to get in there.
That's trial by error.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
That's why my car's sitting on the flat now. Trial by error. You just got to understand, sometimes you go a little too far. And that's one of the things I want to say, and that's why we depress ourselves. But don't let it depress you. It's one of the things that you try, you want successful at.
Right.
It's a stepping stone.
Absolutely.
So now I know what to do in the future.
There you go.
So again, this shouldn't happen to me again. If you learn it.
And let me give us a proper introduction. This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we are here trying to be leaders in our own community to help people become their greatest possibility. We do that through dialogue. We're going to have some very, very interesting dialogue about real life today. We hear a lot of shows, a lot of entertainment on stuff, you know, really it's just entertainment. But we're about self-development. We're about taking a look in the mirror of our conversation and finding yourself and figuring out what you're going to do next, what you're going to do best, what you did wrong. It's about understanding yourself. And so we're glad that you're here with us tonight, and we got a big show lined up for you. We got guests in the studio, and the staff is all on point. So we're sorry, we apologize. We started a little late today, but again, flat tire kept us from being on point, and I thank God is in control of all that. So let's just be where we are and know that we are in the right place at the right time. And we always start the night off with a prayer. And would you like to do prayer for us tonight?
I mean, you did one earlier. I thought you touched me. You almost inflated my tire.
Listen, I got one for that too, by the way. You don't know. I've already put an anointing on that tire.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, let's just bow our heads for a moment. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your awesome presence and for allowing us into your presence right now on this show. We thank you, Father, for answers and solutions. We know that we don't know the answers and solutions, but we know that you do. And we lean upon you, Heavenly Father, for answers to our greatest and deepest questions. There are people right now listening to this prayer, Father, who need solutions and who need answers. We ask that you would bring your awesome presence and reveal those answers, reveal right understanding unto each person listening to the sound of my voice. And we thank you for an awesome show. May it be fun and may it be powerful with the action of your word. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. So we got to introduce, we got a special guest tonight. Tell everybody what you got going on with your special product, your special juices up in here.
Well, I developed a concoction I call Kush Cocktails.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so I developed a concoction called Kush Cocktails. I'm a bartender by trade.
Okay.
So, one day I was just in a bar, just thinking about different drinks to come up with.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that the booming industry with marijuana, I wanted to take a twist at it.
Okay.
So what I did was took the marijuana basically, melted it down to a THC, infused it with different concoctions, and came up with about 6 different flavors that goes perfect and blend well with it. So I got a couple different flavors, some with Hennessy, some with
Well, I won't be drinking this tonight.
Yeah,
but
that's tonight.
catch me on Friday.
Exactly. It's definitely a weekend thing, but
yeah.
I came up with it. I also started researching and reading all the different good qualities that marijuana provides as far as sleeping, pains, things of that sort. So by me tampering with it, I started learning and gaining knowledge, with all the healing ability that it has.
Yes. Yes.
And then all these different states coming in with all these legalizations, I want to be on the forefront. So when it comes, I can ride that wave.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So basically, if y'all didn't understand what he just said, I'll be able to drink this and see my glaucoma going away.
Hey, if it don't go away, you'll sure forget about it.
I'm gonna be hungry as hell. We're gonna eat tonight.
Listen, that is awesome, man. I'm a big fan of entrepreneurs and people who just take the right steps to share their talents with the world, to try and make money, to become better at your own game. And how long has this product been in the marketplace?
I just started on 420 actually.
On 420.
420.
That's a great
This
celebration.
brand new,
day.
y'all, right here, Bar Talk with Jay. Y'all ain't know nothing about this till today.
You launched it on
Forget
420.
your lollipops, forget the little candy. You can get your drink on.
Get your drink on.
And one of my biggest reasons were, a lot of people like to smoke but don't want to smell like smoke.
Right.
So they want that effect, but don't want to walk around smelling smoky, stinking. So I felt that was, another good selling point to that.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I can see this product in my grocery store.
I can see this product at my bar.
Right.
Again, we're saying drink responsibly,
of
and
course.
Definitely this.
Yes.
You might not want to be behind the wheel.
Now here's a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I check our time here. We good. So, is this illegal?
That's a good question. I would say it is.
Okay.
Bar Talk with Jay is not saying nothing more.
I don't want to get.
But the only thing I can tell you is, I won't be doing this no more.
And the only reason I asked is
That's a good
because
question, though. That's a good
the
question.
only reason I asked is because when I look at the label, there's a picture of a leaf, right? And so when I see a leaf, I ain't seen no leaves on any shelves in America.
Exactly.
So I'm just wondering,
Exactly.
if it was a marketable product.
Well, it's definitely marketable. It's in got a couple of things going on in Colorado, Maine, and California where it's legal.
Yes.
So out here, I'm just basically waiting for that wave to really expand.
Okay.
As far as the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well,
Bar Talk with Jay saying, hey, Popeye the Sailor Man was eating spinach.
Right. Absolutely right. Listen, let's go ahead and jump in. I'm sure you got a lot to add as a man in the human form. You know what I mean? And talk about real life. Let's quickly cover our last week's topic. We got about 12 minutes. We good. Last week we talked about. This is a good one. Is self-pleasuring a bad habit? Would you disclose this or any other bad habits to someone you're dating? Listen, the whole show was about, we really talked about masturbation. Let's just talk about it, right? But we did a great job of keeping it clean and understanding the dynamics of it.
Yeah.
And there were so many wonderful things that came out of it. I read some statistics toward the latter half of the show that said that 75% of married couples are both masturbating on a regular basis. Now, whether they have a healthy sex life or not, they all get it in by themselves. And sometimes that may have to do with, my husband doesn't understand me, or my wife doesn't understand me. I don't like them no more. They kind of get on my last nerves, and so hey, I painted a picture of a spouse coming home and they're by themselves for a little while, right? And so they know that they're in kind of a tiff with the other spouse. You know what I mean? They've been hot, the block's been hot about money or children or whatever the case may be. So I don't believe that I can depend on getting some tonight. So let me go ahead and get me one off before you get home, right? Now, there's nothing really wrong with that, right? But the reality is that when he gets home, you're less affectionate to him. When he gets home, you're not really interested in sex. You don't have that zest. You spent that passion on yourself, right? And over time, that can affect the relationship pretty dramatically, right? So we have to be careful that our asexuality behavior doesn't hinder our relationships, because it can. Save yourself, right? You can always get a double nut tomorrow. But save yourself tonight and try to make it work. Because if you got that passion, then you might be willing to listen. You might understand something. You might be willing to have that tough conversation that you don't want to have. Don't lean on asexual activity to take you away from your partner. You got enough things to take you away from your partner. We also talked about it's only bad if it's out of hand, right? So. Okay. We've heard stories of men, and the men will even tell stories about this, that after great sex, they go in the bathroom, or they got to go in the other room so they can get them one off, right? Or as soon as the wife leave the next morning, they got to get them one off. She got to get another one off, right? And so what it came to for me is that in reality, nobody can get you off like yourself, right? And it's very real, and we gotta begin to understand it. Maybe sometimes the need for it. Great sex is good, but nothing's gonna satisfy you like you. And it's important that you do your thing, but don't let it get out of hand. We asked the question: does women's sexuality exceed men's sexual potential? I mean, all these toys and these different colors and these things. I mean, women got lots of toys, lots of different ways to orgasm and all that good stuff. Is that world, especially that world of asexuality, vibrators and toys, etc. Is that outdoing men? Is that pushing men away from them? Is that no? It's never going to outdo us now. You know what I'm saying? But is it causing some kind of dynamics in relationships? Is it causing some kind of dynamics among families? Is it causing some dynamics where people aren't willing to go date? You know what I mean? Is it making women's sexuality too much for men sometimes? Because I know a lot of men who are, they're insensitive about that. They're sensitive about it, shall I say? They're like, why you got to play with a toy when I'm right here? And it doesn't even really be about that. It's about that she has other erogenous zones that you just can't, your tongue ain't gonna never achieve the vibrator program, right? And that's a pill all men have to swallow, but most of us do it pretty easily, and I don't have any problem with toys in my bedroom. I do have a problem when they disappear.
Now, we definitely heard that in the last show.
Because we talked about that.
Yes, we did.
They do disappear, and if they disappear, does that mean
no, we got
ones out cheating, with the toy?
They better show back up.
Yeah.
That's all we got to say. Well, one of the things I
was
want
in
to
that
say.
situation and the motherfucker didn't show back up.
That's when she got to kick rocks.
Go ahead.
All right. But one of the things I want to do is say, that show was great. And one of the things I like to say is, again, when we come to masturbation, you do know yourself. And one of the things that I will tell somebody is they ashamed to tell a woman or a man, it's a shame to say that they do it. Self-pleasuring, just understand who knows you better than you, right?
Right.
Then you can help teach the person that you're with.
How you like it?
So again, when I hear a woman say, I'll never do that, or I hear God say, I'll never jack off, please understand, if you don't know yourself, how in the world are you going to help the person you with?
Yeah.
That's why you got to keep on doing it by yourself. Because you're not willing to share that knowledge with a person that can help get you to that point where you don't have to do it by yourself no more. That's a choice. That's selfishness. My whole thing is we can do things together. If she got that vibrator going, my whole thing is you ain't got to do that alone. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to make you feel good with me.
Right.
So now you ain't scared to be in the bathroom with that thing in, knowing I can hear, and then you come out with a smile. You ain't had a smile earlier, thinking everything okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be right in that bathroom. We gonna take it back to the bedroom because I'm gonna get more and there, but we gonna get you right here because this is where you started and this is where we gonna finish.
And it's so rewarding when you can do that kind of stuff with somebody. You know what I mean? It really is fulfilling sexually to both parties when you can engage in some out of the box things. And sexuality is always going to ascend. Like, we all get bored with the same old. Sometimes the same. You always got your old faithful, and you probably gonna tend to that every other night. But getting out of the box can make your sex life really, really good. And some asexuality during sex with a partner, can really take it to the next level.
And don't forget, if you know you come quick, all right, and that's just you and your nature, but you can go long the second time around. As AP told me on the show, you might need to twist that first one on off, and go in there strong, because again, she might not allow you to get that second one. So go ahead and twist that off, okay? And then you be the gorilla man you call yourself to be instead of being a chump. That's just a word of advice if that's going on with you. Know you though, okay? Because it is embarrassing when you trying to act like you somebody else and you come up short, okay? Because you might not get a second chance, and I feel like show your best. Okay?
And
be
listen,
your best.
And listen, there is a lot of data. There's a lot of articles on how to last. You know what I mean? It's scientific, guys.
Breathing.
It's scientific. It's not about you and your thoughts and your feelings. It's scientific. And you just got to learn the science of, pleasing a woman. And once you do, the top will come off. Yeah, the top will come off. We don't have time for our quote for the week to really discuss it, but I'm gonna share the quote, and then I'm going to introduce tonight's topic. Let's go ahead and take our first break and come back and do what we do best, which is really break some of these subjects down. The quote for the week goes like this, and I'm going to have to work with it here.
Okay.
It basically says, this is from Barbara, who's not able to be with us tonight.
Megan, Georgia.
God bless Macon. She says, I was involved in a show. There was a show that I used to do, and I felt so insecure about being seen live and voicing my opinion. I had to realize that in life, people are going to judge you no matter what. No matter what you do, no matter what you look at, people are always going to judge you. So I had to realize my self-worth and move forward in my life. My insecurities has taken me to a better place and driven me to use my talents. Tonight, folks, we're talking about insecurities in relationships. How do we deal with and overcome our insecurities in relationships? And I also want to add relationships and life. How do we deal with our insecurities? We oftentimes, I'm not sure that any of us have ever had a real discussion about insecurities. And so I'm hoping this is going to be an enlightening discussion that's going to bring us all to the next level in our own inner spirit. And let's see if we can make something good happen here tonight, man.
Why wouldn't we? Because one of the things that this is saying is what a fear was. The insecurity was a fear.
Yes.
But this person learned to go ahead and face it. They went to the mic. They was in front of the camera.
Right.
They was nervous, but they did it.
Right.
Then they found that confidence that was already there. It was just shadowed by a fear.
Right.
That's what life is going to do to you, not just in a relationship, in general. If you want to start entrepreneurship, if you want to do something, your own self-fears will shadow half of your decisions to go forward.
Yes.
My whole thing is you start facing your fears. You will start finding out they're smaller than you ever imagined. There's going to be some more things to come. That's called stepping stones.
Yeah, man.
So my whole thing,
face your fears. I hope we can get to some of that how to. We all kind of know the problem. But let's stimulate our minds towards some answers and some solutions to these things, and let's determine the cause of them. I think that's what we're going to do tonight. So we thank you folks for being with us tonight. Again, this Bar Talk with Jay. We're going to take our first break. Because I got a little mood thing going on tonight, I'm going to slow it down a little bit on the music. But it's all fire. It's all 2019 released, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm not even sure what track was at the top of my list, but we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay.
That's right, we back with Bar Talk with Jay with the smooth sounds of Craftmatic. This through on y'all. He on one tonight. Woo! It's gonna be an interesting night tonight.
It's gonna be a great night tonight, man. I'm looking back at the board, man. I know we gotta get we got Jamal on there?
Yeah, we got Jamal on.
Okay, just quickly, I'm looking back at the board, man. I need you to scroll up for me over there, Rock, just so I can see who's with us tonight. We got Victor Wallace.
Right,
we got Cara. Hey, Cara, what's happening? We got Heavenly Hughes in the house.
All right.
Heavenly Hughes got something to say. I can't quite read it. Stop right there, Rock. Let me try. I think he was talking about masturbation, and it says, yes, you can make sure that you make yourself have an orgasm, but I'm more satisfied by a man. Okay, this is a woman.
I see your face.
I was about to say,
I thought it was peculiar for a man to be named Heavenly.
wow, I'm like, Craft.
Right.
It's a family show.
Craft. Yeah, but I'd more rather have an satisfied by a man. The orgasm by men is passionately bringing pleasure to my body, and is more intense and a satisfying orgasm. So, in other words, I like that. Thank you so much, Heavenly. She basically said, orgasm good by myself. She said, but with a man, it's just awestruck. You know what I mean? It's like blah, blah, blah. And that's what every man want to do, is make sure he, get to the blah, 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 right? So, thank you so much, Heavenly.
Pow, pow, pow.
Yeah. Wow.
Ooh-wee. And if you have one of these drinks, that's exactly what you be saying.
Yeah. So thank you folks for being with us. I'm not sure if I got everybody on there, but if I didn't, we appreciate you being here. It makes a difference. So we hope you enjoy the show.
So one of the things we want to do is bring on that person that look like him, that might be him, that's going to the streets tonight. My man Jamal, where you at, big baby?
What's happening, man? I'm out here in Philly. I'm surprised I'm back in town this long. I'm about to hop up and go back out of town again. It's the life.
I mean, we love the life, man, but you're talking kind of slow, man.
Cornballs come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. The same way I can say this about one side, this is an example that it equally goes to the other. Cornballs aren't always men, but some of these females is cornballs for how they talk to a man.
Hey, we can't quite hear you, man.
You can be the prettiest female, but the way you talk to a man will get you the rejection that your attitude deserves. Like, you can go ahead and talk to a female, but when she starts trying to check your pockets, and when she starts trying to control and dictate, when she starts getting more aggressive in the conversation and cursing at you, see, these are warning signs that I think men should avoid. And vice versa, women, if you're talking to someone, you're seeing some of those signs, I think you should avoid this type of individual, because it's not going to lead to nothing productive.
Okay.
This will just be an event of wasting time. So, cornball, learn to watch your mouth, because everybody's not as patient as the person that you're talking to. And what you might be able to get away with Billy Badass also ain't gonna tolerate it.
So,
pick your poison.
Really, Jamal?
Right.
Really? Billy Badass, what? We can tell you've been tired from jet lag from all that flying. We can see that already.
We can tell you're not feeling well tonight. That's okay.
You must have been doing a little extra.
Yeah, we feel it.
I mean, I had my herbal, vitamin patient.
Yeah.
So my attitude is so chill right now. Look with me, I still be like, man, that's cool. Oh, but I'm cool.
Okay.
We can tell.
Yeah.
Did you have one of these drinks that we got on the table?
It's a little draggy, but you know what I mean? If you got a little energy, we didn't pick it up for just a little bit, But,
oh, my bad. It's a smooth play in me. Y'all want brother to be up and stuff. I mean, I'll be up in her later on tonight as soon as she comes through. Now, that's what wakes me up in these times of night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Football step the game up.
Reminded me of Black Tony, boy.
What? Black Tony? What? Black Tony?
Black Tony.
You will never make it to the daggone station. You need to be in the station, Tony.
You need to be in the station, Tony.
You're going to be fired next week.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, why don't you go ahead and get you some rest?
And we got this.
Yeah, we'll lock it down and catch up with y'all next week. We gonna go ahead and see what we can do.
That's fun.
We gonna go ahead.
But you say too, just keep your radio on.
Yeah, keep
it's
your
gonna
radio
be on tonight.
Yeah. So, Brother Jamal was really talking about something pretty powerful. How men and women talk to one another. It's always important to put your best foot forward. Right?
Correct.
And there's really no need to be talking down to anybody for any reason. I can't think of any reason to talk down to somebody. But apparently it's happening in the world, and he's experienced a little bit of it. That's the one way to make sure that you don't get on the list to call is to be popping off at the mouth. And sometimes you've been in crowds and you might see a young lady who you like in the crowd, or with the team of people that's next to y'all or whatever, and she popping off, she running her mouth, she the life of the party, and she one of the most flamboyant. She probably ruining her opportunity right then, because you realize that, hey, I'm not trying to bring that into my world. I didn't know. She looked pretty from across the room, but I'm not trying to bring that into my world. Right. So even we have to be careful, not just to the people who we're talking and dealing with, but how we may be seen by other people around us. Right. Because if we're seen as a troublemaker, people's mouth. We all have discernment by listening to what people say. Mm-hmm. And when people start, going to the edge of nowhere, that's time to count them out.
I just pushed their ass right on them.
Yes.
They already went there. I like, bow.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Because again,
hey, Pippin, what was the topic for tonight?
We're asking the question, how do we deal with and overcome our insecurities in relationships or in life?
If you got an insecurity in your relationship, you got work to do as an individual. Your insecurity that you have yourself, you can't expect to fix that in this relationship. That's something you need to address prior to. Because you got another person with you, don't mean that insecurity finna leave.
Right.
Misery loves company.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you was insecure while you was single, what makes you think you're not gonna be insecure and jealous when you with somebody? And that type of weakness breeds or, creates negative atmosphere and a negative platform in the relationship. It's not too high that feeling can go if you limit me by not addressing the issues that you bring in your shortcomings.
Let me address that. I think you bring out something very real that happens, right? Let's assume a young man, because ladies, I always like to be on your side, right? So let's assume a young man has some insecurities, right? And he meets a very strong woman, A-type personality, go-getter, fired up about life, sexy, fun, all the gravy of life, right? He gonna just try to hold on. Right? True. And it might be this. He put it down. He give a great hot sex, but he really, he never gonna divulge his insecurities. He gonna try to play the game and try to hold on because he know that's a good woman, somebody that might inspire him to do better. So people oftentimes will try to hide their insecurities, even though they know they're not properly equipped to be in a relationship with a certain person. And it happens all the time. I think people hide a part of themselves all the time.
They do.
Right?
But I can also tell you can also play off of them. So I'm the devil's advocate, because I can tell you what my insecurities that I already know. Like, I love the joke, so I can play off of my insecurities to a person to make them understand. Even though I have insecurity, I'm still strong. So again, like, one will come to me and be like, well, I'm into that, grabbing you, handcuffing you, and just beating you down. And I'm not.
I'm not.
Okay, and then to some people be like, well, you about to turn her away. I can care less.
Right.
I have to be strong about me.
Yeah.
So I still want to be with you, but I ain't got a problem letting you know that some things ain't gonna happen, okay?
Yeah.
You think you gonna put a strap on to come over here play, it ain't happening.
Right.
All right, so you have to be strong about where you are.
Right.
And again, I don't have a problem letting you know these are certain things I just don't like or I don't want to do.
Right.
And some people feel like, well, so you insecure about your manhood. Don't play me on a manhood that you ain't no man anyway.
Right.
You trying to play me and get what you want, and it don't even be what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to do something that is going to make me have regret. If I ain't learned nothing else, I'm not following a line that I don't care to be down.
Yes.
That's a road. Stay in your lane. We said it earlier, right?
Yeah.
That's out your lane.
Yes.
So understand that I can play off my insecurities all day long. That doesn't mean I'm a weak person.
Right.
It just means I can speak on. And since I spoke on it, you don't have power over me.
Right.
You're right.
Because again, if you sense my insecurity and you call it out and I don't want to talk about it, you have me.
Right.
My whole thing is, I don't want you to have power over me, because then you're going to play me.
Yes, and people.
And that's what people
gain-
do.
See, that's one of the things cornballs you don't want to do. Most men, we move in silence. There's a strength in the silence. And if you go telling everybody your weaknesses, me personally, I had a keloid on my head, and that thing grew. Now, what I would do is I would be so confident or arrogant in so many other ways, I would never let people know I didn't like them standing on my right side. So I'd always stand on their left. They never noticed.
Right.
When we talk, I turn my shoulder. They never noticed.
Right.
When I finally got with my girl, I could go with her and say, babe. And she wasn't even allowed to touch me on the side of my face, because, that was just an insecurity I had. She looked at me and told me, baby, I love you no matter what.
Right.
And I was comfortable enough when she could put her hand there, it didn't bother me. You can't do that with everybody. The moment you tell a person your weakness, they have the capability to violate you or to protect you.
Right.
One of the personal rules that I have is, if I tell you something in confidence, cornballs, if somebody ever do this to you, it will behoove you to take this piece of advice. If you tell somebody something in confidence, and they bring it back in an argument at a later date and throw it in your face, that is not the person to be around. Because if they did it with one thing, they'll do it with another.
Yes.
Nothing you tell that person in confidence will ever be safe. Your friendship, your relationship will never be safe, because you will be in a point of emotional blackness.
Yes, and
emotional terrorism.
And we have talked about how to have arguments. And one of those things is that you don't throw dirt into the argument. You don't bring up people's insecurities. You don't bring up their past mistakes, and you don't bring up their problems.
I don't like to win.
Yeah, but if you like to win,
You like to win, you do all that stuff.
that's a good point. Because, throwing dirt is about winning.
Yeah.
Right? It ain't about being right. It's about being,
Who got the most dirt?
Yeah, who thought the most
dirt. And dirt ain't nothing but deception, right? Because it gets off of the issue, right?
Get you off of me.
I can turn it back around. So we talked a lot about our insecurities and not pulling on people's chains. You know what I mean? You don't pull at that sore spot that I have. You know what I mean? Why do you always want to talk about what I don't do well? You ever met somebody like that?
Well,
They always want to talk about what you're not capable of, or what you can't do.
Because they don't want you to talk about them.
Yeah.
I gotta put you before you get me.
That's a great point, Jay.
That's the revelation.
That's a great point, because a lot of people who are insecure, they will do exactly that. They will talk about your shortcomings.
Yeah, to get you over there.
Yeah, they puff themselves up by talking about your shortcomings, and all the while never looking at themselves. And the Bible says that you can see the speck in my eye, but you never seen the beam in your own eye. And so it happens a lot. It happens a lot among insecure people. And if you ever find yourself brain wrestling with an insecure person, you're not going to win because they're not fighting fair, right? They're wanting to protect their own sense of well-being and not to let themselves be wrong or belittled by the conversation. Even though you may not be trying to do that, you may be just telling them they're wrong about the particular issue.
Well, just remember,
they won't give in.
If you fighting, what is fair in fighting? Because I'm telling you,
there is fairness in fighting.
Is it?
Yes.
So if I pick up a brick and knock you out, you still got knocked out. Now some people gonna say it was unfair because I picked up the brick. You was winning until I got that brick. You didn't say nothing when you was winning. When I knocked you out,
but
you was asleep.
You ain't saying we was already in a fight either.
I mean, just saying.
I thought we was going to get in a fight.
It goes so many different ways.
If we gonna get in a fight, tell me we gonna get in a fight.
I mean,
still
you might want to know the rules of your fight. You might want to know the rules. My whole thing is, again, we're not condoning fighting or any of that. My whole thing is, again, how we go at things. Everybody has a different point of view. All right? And again, with your perception of a fight or argument, it could be something different to somebody else. And that's why they come at you so hard. They don't even look at how they're hurting you. It is to get you off of them. So I already see you mad. And I already know you're going to bring up the fact I came home late. But I remember my car was on E and I asked you to get gas and you just walked out because you was already, so that's how you do your woman. So I'm going to hit you before you hit me. Now to you, okay, that's just a low blow, but you were never answering to the other conversation we had earlier. So it's just an argument that goes back and forth. But guess what? Punches gonna be thrown. Let's just grow up and realize we can face it and just talk about it instead of, I like to say, antagonizing and playing around. Because see, all this is around the bush. Yeah. Because no one wants to go directly in. Yeah. I don't really want to hear all what you got to say no more because I kind of heard it earlier. Yeah. But you never addressed anything. Yeah. Nothing was ever said. So that's why people go to bed mad. That's why arguments keep on happening. And that's why people get insecurities. Because it's like, do we really even care about me? Do we even really listen to me? Insecurities come because things ain't being faced. And now I have a fear. He might be leaving.
Yo, females, listen. Don't tell dudes like me your insecurities. Not me. But don't tell somebody like me, oh, you got daddy issues. There's certain things you want to keep about yourself. Because I know when a pack of dudes get together, yes, I said a pack, we call them victims. When we go to the club, hey, bro, you gonna talk to Charlotte? I'm gonna talk to Charlotte. Hey, you talk to her yet? What's up? Man, I heard that daddy issues, but I'm gonna spit game and that I'm gonna take her to the. That comes off. We read that type of energy when you sound thirsty, when you sound desperate, when the mere essence of a man is enough to get everything about your pocket. That type of attitude will make you fresh food to the dude.
Yeah,
be careful how you come off with your insecurities because these will be the things that at a certain point, it's not even a man's fault no more. You're not even mad at him for stealing. You left the front door open at this point, and somebody came in and took everything because of the way you run your mouth. Be careful.
I like that. I like that.
The same way you keep your treasures, protect your pain and what they may be, so they will one day become your strength.
Yes.
If you run your mouth to a dude and he take advantage of you, it's not always your fault. It's not always his fault. You left the front door open. Same thing to me. If she finessed you for your money, if you went out with her, and at the end of the night, you wake up and your wallet is empty, and you can't find it, hey, bruh, that's your fault. You told me to drink that much when you went over there. If you was more cognizant, you would have known your pocket was about $100 lighter. Just saying.
Yeah, and I think there's a whole conversation to be had on preying on others' weaknesses, preying on others' insecurities. And you know, it happens, you know, throughout life. You know, I guess only the strong survive when it comes right down to it. But you know, we definitely need to have more dialogue about that. It is time for us to take our next break. Jamal, man, we really appreciate you and everything that you bring to the table. You know, tonight, you know, I don't know, any parting words for us, my friend?
Hey, man, y'all better respect the game. Don't be playing with these people. So again, protect yourself. Know what the energy you give off is what you're going to give back. If you speak with strength, you're going to get that back. There's a certain respect level that's going to be heard in your tone and your voice that will make a man have to address you properly. Man, if you hear the way she talk and she sound like a hood rat, she probably is a hood rat. Don't go trying to make a 5-quarter meal with a 1-star drive-through restaurant. It don't work that way.
Right.
Pay attention to the conversation and communication.
There you go. And that's been Jamal. We're gonna go ahead and take our next break. You folks stay tuned. We're gonna be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
Bar Talk with Jay. Ooh, let me tell y'all, it's on fire tonight. My man Craft Medic got the smooth sounds doing his thing.
Yeah.
One of the things I always want to tell y'all, man, y'all don't even understand how good this brother is. So one of the things I want to do is make sure y'all understand the person that's coming up next. We don't know what kind of day he had, so we're going to make sure he had a good day, because if he didn't, we all in trouble. So let's just find out how his day was. Jamal, which is out.
Your
Jeffrey.
recording has reached the maximum.
Did we just lose him?
Yeah.
I lose Jeffrey like that. They probably just said Jamal.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to be right back with my man, see if we can get it back on the line. But since he dropped off real quick, I got some questions.
Okay, Jay got some questions.
I got some questions.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people have a lot of insecurities. And a lot of times it is things that they went through when they was growing up.
Okay.
They don't know how to address them. They don't know what to do.
Right.
And they have trust issues.
Right.
Because of the insecurities and the things that are happening in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are people who are going to be withdrawn. Now, when you enter a person's life and you start seeing these signs, do you just run? Or do you work with them?
I think you pay attention to how bad the problem is, right? Because here's the reality: is that if your lady is 30 years old and she's never really had much exposure to a real man, and you just happen to be a real man, it's going to take some time. You're going to have to give up some of the acknowledgement of your manhood to be in a relationship with her, because she's not going to see some of the things that you do as a manhood. So you might be out there by yourself. You're going to be a man. You being the man of the house, but she's not really seeing all of that or feeling all that. He's not really seeing all that or feeling all that. You have to determine, hey, is this going to take me years to overcome? Is she not going to trust me for years because of what she's been through? You know, it doesn't seem like in the last couple of years, all the love and attention that I've been given hasn't been enough to secure her. So does this mean I have a lifetime of this to go through? I think you got to ask some real serious questions. And we, we've talked over and over where we've said things like, sometimes love just ain't enough.
Well, I agree on that.
You know,
but also
we love them, but is it enough for us to have to deal with the turmoil that we go through because of the other things?
Well, I always say be open-minded as well. Just because a person been through something and they've been damaged don't mean they're done or they're no good. They still have value.
Absolutely.
My whole thing is not to judge. Because again, no matter what she's been through, if she's willing to talk, she can get through. If she's not talking, that's where I have an issue. Because you're not trying to address. You're going to keep doing it. It's going to be a repeated session. My whole thing is where you at. I mean, I can't change your past, ever. But if you're willing to come to the table and be able to at least talk about it, you can normally find ways to get through. But when you keep it in, it bottles up. That's why people have aneurysms, strokes, and everything else. Because I'm too scared to talk. These are the ones that scare me the most. Because when I'm dealing with a person and they're not talking to me, I'm pushing more energy trying to see if there's anything. Because my thing is not giving up, okay?
Right.
One thing about a relationship or just dealing with a person, I don't like to quit. When you had a person commit suicide on you, and you know you would have did anything that kept that person alive, and they ain't give you that opportunity and they just sent you something and then they did it, it stays with you for life. So it changed my life to make me more of a life coach, and I want everybody to make it.
Right.
So when I'm hearing somebody that's going through something and it's depressing and they ain't talking about it, I'm trying to find ways to get them to talk because I can't fix you. You know what's in you. I don't. I don't want to act like I do.
Let me go a little deeper here, Jay.
I don't know how deep you can go now.
That was pretty deep.
Yeah, that was deep. When I say deep, I mean deeper into the intimacy of a relationship, right? So I'm the kind of person that no matter if I'm in a relationship with a person, no matter what I do, when I do it, how I do it, where I do it, I'm always figuring out how to include my significant other.
Okay.
But what if I got a significant other that every time she gets up and get her something to drink, she only gets her something? And you're always getting her something to drink when you get up, but you know, when she goes in the store and buys something, she only gets something for her.
Right.
When she does this and that, she only does it for her. That's you know, we would from the outside looking in see that as a selfish, kind of a selfish attitude, right? A selfish person, right?
Definitely.
So that's not something that she just manufactured. That is coming from a set of attitudes that the people around me don't matter as much.
Right.
You can't fix that.
What?
But you got to figure out if you can deal with that. Because if it happens in the small things, it's going to happen in the big things.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
in my opinion, I wouldn't deal with that.
Yeah.
Because it's only going to just grow.
Right.
It's allowing it.
It's going to manifest itself in all the other areas.
Well,
From the small areas to the big. So now we got somebody who's you know, rather than sharing their drink with me, they want to say, well, get your own drink. Why don't you just get your own drink?
Correct.
That person is going to say the same thing when it comes time to divide the money.
Exactly.
And when it comes time to
Right.
divide the time.
Exactly.
Right?
She planted the seed and you watered it.
Yep.
Because when she planted it and it don't work with you, it don't need to be in your garden.
But
My whole thing is, and you can call it judgment, you call it whatever you like. You know
don't.
what grows within you, okay?
Right.
You already know what you're harvesting
Right.
because you did this.
Yeah.
But listen,
You fought. You was in that gym. You're trying to put a person in that gym with you that don't fit. So
But
guess
listen,
what? That's why it ain't gonna
you
work.
don't know they fit or not until you
That's
go through some things.
Well, that's just it. She ain't going
So-
through it with you
But
because
no, no,
I
no.
ain't getting you nothing. You gonna keep on
So
getting
she's
for
not
me,
gonna-
Yeah,
and
she's
then you want to keep saying we in the gym fighting.
You're going way down the relationship road. I'm talking about when you start to learn these behaviors.
That's at the
when you
that's
when you start to learn them, you might be like, oh, okay, well, you know, she just wasn't thinking, or you know, maybe she just thinks that way. So she gets her something to drink, and then a few minutes later, I said, well, shit, I want me something to drink. So I get up and go get something to drink, and after a while, you realize that, hey, this. You know, now, are you going to start an argument in your relationship because she ain't give me something to drink? No,
No,
you're not. You're going to just feel some kind of way about it.
Yeah.
And now that feel some kind of way about it begins to manifest itself in other areas,
So
right?
what's that?
Oh, you think you can take a trip, but I can't take a trip this year. Or you can spend money this way, but I can't spend money this way. And so now you're starting to learn this person, and at a certain point, you're going to have to say, something ain't working. This ain't gonna work out
So
for
what's
me,
the point
right?
of keeping a relationship?
Because it's almost too minimal or too minuscule to bring up.
Yeah.
Like, you tripping because I ain't bringing something to drink, right? You can't bring up stupid little stuff like that, but over time it becomes something big. And those are the things that pushes people away from one another. I see that, a part of your issue is that you're not a team player, right?
Biggest.
Yeah, you're not a team player. And so, what do you do with that? Do you fire them right away?
Yeah.
Not right away. Well, maybe you fire them
My
right
whole
away.
thing is I date to eliminate. That's what I date. That's what the date. I ain't talking about a relationship.
No.
If you in a solid relationship, I'm working with that because I already dated her.
But
So I'm saying just dating. I date to eliminate. You show me some signs that it's not gonna really work for me.
So-
There's no need to continue it down for I can be miserable.
It's literally
I
a waste
don't
of time.
feel like I can change you, and I don't want to. I don't even tell people what I really want. You know why? I want to know what you want. I want to know if we can be compatible or can we align. Because if I tell you what I want, you're gonna do what I want.
You're
Okay?
gonna do what I want.
And
It's
then
gonna be
your
fake.
rep,
It's gonna be
your
fake,
representative
Right.
that I talk to
Right.
is gonna show me what I like. And then when I get with you, I'm gonna find out you, and then you might not be what I like. Now I'm wasting my dang on time. And the number one thing she said, well, I did what you said. So guess who's the fool? You can play yourself all day. My whole thing is understand a person by not being judgmental and open up. Have fun. That's why I said if they playing with a toy, join in with the toy. They doing things that you are not with, then speak on. If I'm not with it, don't just do it just because I want to be with her.
Right.
Guess what? You're watering a bad seed.
Yeah.
That's just like a person going out there, I'm about to rob something. You already know it's called accessory. So please understand, don't just get caught up just because I like or I feel like I'm in love. Please understand, this is what's destroying relationships right now. Do you align? Do you know where you're going? Half the time people don't have purpose, passion, or nothing. So it's easy to lead them. So if you don't got no damn direction and you getting with a fool that don't want, so you got two nuts going nowhere.
Going nowhere fast.
Y'all are damaging the world. Stop that. Y'all have purpose. Y'all have meaning. But you're going out here doing nothing. All these ones on Facebook, licking ice cream. Open it up, licking ice cream and doing all this craziness because they want a moment of fame, okay? This kind of fame right now is called a felony. When you start messing with food, start opening up product, you're messing with a felony. So you're going to let somebody get you time, but unnecessary because you want to feel important. You are already important. You want social media to recognize you. No, understand the importance of you. We do this show to make you realize mistakes happen. We can rebound and you can grow. Business grows off of a person understanding business. Understand the process. You seeing something and you just want it, you're being childish. It's work behind all this. I want to be a Jay-Z. You ain't read no book on him. You ain't learned how he did it, but you want to be him. Guess what? Wake up. There's a lot of work that need to be done, and then guess what? It won't be a Jay. It's gonna be you. Quit using his name and understand yours. Power is within your name.
You know what I hear in your entire testimony are people who are not willing to face their own insecurities.
That's why.
Right? People who are not willing to face themselves over and over and over again. And it's detrimental to one's life because if you make a mistake, you have to own the mistake. Whether it's yours or not, you got to own it. You say, this is happening in my life, to my life, because I did X. And there's not enough. There's not enough of that, I don't think, in the world.
Why? But why, crap?
Well, here's what it comes down to.
My guest came in today. My guest came in today. What did he say? I said, I'm going to blame the world that you made this late. And I told him I wasn't going to go out like that. Flat tire out there, I'm trying to do some things, make some things happen. I overdone. Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
But if you don't stop
but
and realize the mistake
and
recognize
that
you'll never change.
We oftentimes take for granted the emotional stability of mankind. We oftentimes take for granted how strong or how weak a person might be. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people, I do believe, are at the edge of inner survival, right? That they don't have enough strength to acknowledge that I'm a failure. To acknowledge that I'm a failure would take them so far down the slide, it might take them out of the game, right? That the emotional and mental stability of mankind are not ready to face themselves. And that means we got some building to do in the inner spirit of man. That means we need to develop, if I had my way, I would put a curriculum together that would build the character of a man, so that men can see themselves from the inside out. Because now they're seeing themselves from the outside in, and they're not willing to face those areas that they're not strong in. And there's people have always said, what do you work on, your weakness or you work on your strength? They say, well, you work on your strength, you'll kind of overcome your weakness. That works to a certain degree. But, it's like working on your right leg, you're not working on your left leg. Your left leg's always going to be dragging. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and face the reality of yourself. I caused this problem. I did this wrong. I'm a failure. I'm a liar. I'm a cheater. And I'm not going to be that way anymore. But until people are willing to look in the mirror and face themselves, then there's always going to be people lying to themselves. There's always going to be people who have these shortcomings and not willing to address them, right? There's, if you've seen people who've been in relationships and they tell you about a relationship failure and you look at them and just how they act and behave and how they talk, and you're like, well, yeah, I see
why.
I see why. I can see why. And they've probably had that said to them several times in life. You know what, you're confrontational. Or you know what, you're too sensitive. Or you know what, you got too much mouth. Or you know what, you're not willing to accept new ideas, or you only see it one kind of way. That those things ringing in your ears, they probably are ringing in your ears because mama told you, grandma told you, your uncle told you, your friend told you, cousin from college, everybody has told you that, but you're not willing to listen. Today, it is time to open your mind to a greater sense of you. And the only way that happens is you got to pick yourself up. That means you got to recognize what is your insecurities and start to work on them. Working on them isn't an easy thing in and of itself, but the acknowledgement might just help you be a little more humble. Just the acknowledgement might help you be a little more quiet and not let your mouth get you into trouble. Those people whose mouths get them into trouble, they've had a history of their mouths getting them in trouble, right? And they just don't seem to understand it. They don't seem to want to check themselves. They don't have any layers of self-assessment. It's always somebody else's fault. And oftentimes the people on the outside can see more than the people on the inside. And so we have to be strong in and of ourselves, but we also have to accept constructive criticism. We have to accept constructive criticism because it just allows us to self-realize our errors in life, right? If you constantly pissing people off around you, then you probably don't have anybody who can help you when it's time to get help. And you created that monster.
You did it, but you didn't realize you did it.
But you didn't realize you did it. Well, other people have been telling you, and so we gotta start to face ourselves. I think that's the key point in this message. Why don't people accept it is because if I accept bad news about myself, then it makes me feel less than about myself. And sometimes that's very difficult, especially if you ain't got a lot of strength to hold on to already. It's hard to face yourself, But when you do that, you kind of build it. When you face yourself and you face your insecurities, you face the problems that you keep constantly creating over and over and over, you'll find that you'll fix it pretty quickly.
And I think that you'll fix it quickly because no one wants to hear bad things about themselves.
Right.
Right. And when you hear these things, you want to fix it. You want to correct it for yourself.
Absolutely. You want to fix it for yourself.
Once you get that strength.
Yeah.
Because we talk about insecurities, so you got to work yourself up to get that strength. Once you get it, you want to fix it as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
But also you want to hear.
Exactly.
See, a lot of times the fear is I don't want to put it out for I can hear it. How many times do you go to a session when you ask somebody to give your eulogy? How many times have you been around somebody and you asked them, if I was passed away and you had to give a eulogy, what do you really think of me? So you really scared to ask to see what somebody would really think of you.
Right.
Because again, this is not a practice that most people would do.
Right.
But this is something that we used to do in our men's meeting because we sat down and we tried to give each other a different way of thinking. That's why when we came with a word, there's different ways to come with it. Because everybody's perception of things is different.
Everybody's perception is
So
different.
when you put it out there, you, in your mind, have an idea how everybody's going to perceive it. Which in reality is, they might not receive it the way you put it out there.
There you go.
So you got to find other ways to put it out there, enhance what you really want.
Yes.
To get the maximum outcome.
Yeah.
Because you can stay one way, you can stay ratchet, you can stay this, you can stay that. But you can find a way that you can attain a bigger goal when you understand what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And believing in ourselves is a difficult thing to do, especially in the world around us, right? And oftentimes there's nobody ever taught you how to believe in yourself, right? They don't give lessons on that in school. I'm infamous for talking about nobody's ever taught you how to think. Nobody's ever really taught you how to solve a problem. Nobody's ever taught you how to manage your emotions, right? We all just kind of meander through life and find these measures that,
Fit us.
sometimes, that fit us, but they may work and they may not work, right? So this is outstanding dialogue, man. This is outstanding dialogue. Now, this is Nobel Peace Prize type information because, again, we're not thinking about our sense of self as we just kind of walk through the world. How is my sense of self affecting my opportunities, or my relationships, or my income? How am I, my inner strength, affecting my own world? And what can I do better to affect those things? You know what I mean? How can I get rid of some of my insecurities? there are ways. There's always a solution. So it's time for us to take a break. Y'all bear with us. We're going to be right back. We are talking about how do we deal with and overcome our insecurities in life and relationships. We've been talking a lot about life, and I want to funnel this conversation down to relationships because, there's just some things we need to talk about, some dynamics in relationships.
We're going to have some fun.
We're gonna have some fun. Yeah. This is going to be a good part, good section. So y'all stay tuned. We're going to be right back to the Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
I gotta say, my man got his product on the table. Tell everybody your name. You gave us the product, you didn't give us you. We gotta hear more about you. Special guest, tell everybody who you are, how they can find you, and what you do.
Okay. My name is Sheldon Dingle. I'm from New York originally. Been out here for about 5 years.
Okay, Kate.
I knew he was gonna go there. Yeah. Basically, I'm a bartender by trade. My product is Kush Cocktails. I can be reached on IG. Kush Cocktails, one word. And I just hope that you guys, you like the product and support it.
Yeah. They can purchase it from you from.
Yes, on IG.
Man, I can't wait to get my.
And this is just it gives you a nice relaxed type of vibe. It's nothing crazy, nothing to throw you out the window.
Yeah.
But it's just a nice chill vibe. Basically, how this radio. This radio interview is nice and chill.
Me, myself, personally, since you're a bartender, I just want to have you back so you can show some special drinks. I put special drinks on my page all the time. It's nice to be able to have a bartender in session. Because again, we want y'all to come up in here and enjoy what we do. Now I got a bartender that jumped in here.
Yeah,
y'all gonna find out Bar Talk with Jay gonna change your whole life. Okay?
Look, and I'm 6 minutes away.
It's on and popping, y'all.
I'm right around the corner.
Every Thursday, y'all can have a special drink. Y'all go on Facebook, say y'all want to come, and we're gonna find out his special drink, and I'll go ahead and pay for the ingredients for you guys to feel good. Now, who else would do something like that? A person that cares. I'm past some of the things I used to been through, but guess what? Just because I've been through don't mean they're insecurities. They're stepping stones.
Yeah.
And that's where I want you guys to be, comfortable. But let's go back to insecurities. Now, having fun, Craft, in relationships, they shine all the time, okay? She might see something in you that you really don't even know.
Okay.
All right? How can you fix what you don't know she don't say? Now, to me...
You mean she sees an insecurity in you, but she doesn't say anything, and so you don't know.
Does she know an insecurity about you by your actions?
Right.
Just like you can notice some insecurities about her in her action.
Mm-hmm.
How she handle her kids. How she do certain things. That you can see that, But you don't comment because, again, just because you see an insecurity or you see something that she might be afraid of doesn't mean you have to attack or address.
Right.
It is knowing, okay, because alignment means that's an insecurity to her. I want to make her feel secure. So I'm going to take her away from her insecurities where she can grow and realize it's just a phase. So she is how, I'm just going to throw one other. She hates taking out the trash. She hates touching garbage. Hate it. Mm-hmm. All right? And you see her and it piles up. You know she ain't a nasty person, but she hates touching it. And her child just don't want to do it either. Him just like her. Don't want to do it.
Him just like her.
Just like her. So I'm sitting here watching nastiness when that person is not nasty. She cleans everything. She just don't like touching that. So when you see it, no, this is real bad for me because I do work in the garbage industry. Not saying I just like touching it. I just be playing in it. But I see it's a fear. I'm going to handle it. Okay? She's going to feel good now. Mm-hmm. She's going to be like, man, I never want to touch that in the first place. So she feel like that's just my job. Mm-hmm. I'm going to let her know it wasn't just my job. I'm working with you. We are in this to align to be greater. Right. Because you do so many other great things. and I want you to stay great. Now at this point, it's an enhancement where she's like, it's not just a win over. It's an alignment. My whole thing is you can play off a person's insecure in a positive way than a negative way. I can easily control and be like, you know something? I'm gonna let that keep on getting big until you get in this bedroom and do that I like. And it can be so much negative.
Yeah,
but you can be so much positive.
What you're referring to is, we just gonna change the language a little bit. Like it's more of a shortcoming.
I don't know about
insecurity. It may lead to some form of insecurities, but it's a shortcoming. And
a small one.
Yeah, and I think that what we're also talking about here, which is very important, is how to address
I just about to go there.
someone's shortcoming. And, that can be a deal maker or breaker. Because how you address it is pretty much it's going to immediately determine how open you're going to get this person. What you're going to receive back from them. And it's not easy to address people's insecurities because if they don't know, then they oftentimes will take it harshly.
There you go.
How about this?
They'll take it the wrong way.
How about also if they feel they have a lot of insecurities, speak on the extremes. I hear it all the time. My girls do this and they talk about me like this. And the first thing I do, if I know them, I'm going to talk about the things that I know about you that I know they don't talk about. Because one of the things about me, I'm more of a listener. I can give the gab. I can talk on the phone with you all night long. But I do listen. So at the end, if there's any positive things that I heard, I gather.
Yeah.
I just held.
Yeah.
It's not for me to repeat.
Yeah.
But when you bring yourself down or you let somebody get you down, I'm going to give you some things that you told me that you might have thought was a negative, but I remember as strength. I remember you took care of your mother. I remember you was there for your kids like no other. And then for other family members that you went out your way with, I remind you of what you don't care to remember because you did it out of kindness.
Yeah.
You did it out your heart, but I'm going to remind you because you're going to go on the dark side and believe what other people are saying. And my whole thing is I pump life. They can pump negativity because they don't even know they're tearing you down. My whole thing is, no, you are a powerful person, and I'm going to keep pumping you up because you need to keep going up, not down.
Pumping people up is very important, right? But probably even more important is that you've heard that whole story and you said, yeah, I see what you did for your mom. I see how much of a caring person you are. I see this, I see that. But you know what?
What's that?
You seem like the kind of person always running from your problems. And you got to hit people between the eyes with that kind of stuff, right? That's the iron sharpens iron type scenario. And it's not, and you might use words like, hey, listen, please don't be offended by what I say. Hey, I love you to death, but I got to say this to you. Hey, I'm only trying to help. This is something I think you're missing in the whole equation that, you caused the problem.
Crap, you took my punchline.
You keep causing the problem. Right?
You just took my punchline. I was going to let you know it. I started with that part. I got nothing.
Yeah.
But
Listen,
you are right.
We're on the same page.
You are dead on.
You build them up
before you have to give them reality about where they at. Because if you don't, I don't feel like you're a true friend or you're a true supporter.
Yeah, and here's the other side of that equation. That the thing that you see that they have a shortcoming about probably gets on your last nerves. It probably is something that you say, this is just holding me back. It's holding our family back. I can see it's holding them back. It's probably something that is hindering some progress, and or it may just be one of those things that just gets on your last nerves. Women are infamous for saying we have the responsibility of leaving the seat in a certain place so that when they get there, what I'm saying? Right?
You need for a bigger booty. I fell in the toilet. I like, got a little booty.
You need to do what I do. I move the seat to where I want it to be, right?
Don't you look at it before you say I got stuck.
Right.
Get the plunger. It's jokes. These are jokes.
Yeah, these are jokes. I'm losing my whole train of thought.
No, that was funny though. That was funny, right? Like it gets the toilet seat up and then she be down and gets, hey, you know something though? If she always leave it down and it's up and you come home,
Hey,
you didn't do that.
Billy Joe Bob left it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's insecurity.
yeah. Let's change the dynamics of the discussion just a little bit here
Okay.
before we go to break. We got another 6-8 minutes.
Okay.
If I'm insecure in my relationship, is it because of me or is it because of them?
Hang on. You are insecure. You said it already.
Right.
It started with you.
Well, watch this.
A lot
What
of
if?
insecurity
So we talk
starts.
about relationships, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So do you think that sometimes having a relationship, certain relationships can bring certain insecurities out of a person?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. Because every relationship mashes on you. That's what
Right.
it's designed to become unity. And so in that unity process, it's like we can watch the rose bush grow, and it just looks so beautiful. But on the inside, there is extreme turmoil in that growth.
That's why
There's
that
a lot of
thorn-
pressure and a lot of
that thorn
anxiety
is there.
going on, a lot of energy going on, and so it happens in relationships. So it's natural that we're all gonna
Selfish.
mash on each
Selfish
other.
people. I mean, two people come together. Please understand, we're selfish beings.
Mhm.
You can say you are kind-hearted, but believe me, if you don't love yourself, then you might just be all that. But bottom line, to love yourself, you gotta understand yourself.
You got
That is you understanding you. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is kind of a supernatural when you start to do it with another person. That's why they said
so
have the
what
Lord.
you're saying is
Go with prayer because
that-
it is a supernatural that you do need help.
If-
Because that's why it is an anointing. That's why they ask you to get married.
right.
This is something different.
Right. Let's talk about this insecurity thing. And I want to get right down into the niche of it, right? That what you are suggesting is that if I'm insecure, it's because I don't love myself.
I'm not gonna say you don't love yourself.
I'm
I'm
not.
just saying some of your insecurities is within. It starts with you. So I address a lot of things, but I don't address certain things because I know I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. And if somebody point them things out, I'm going to attack them because I don't really want them to know that.
Yeah.
That's just how that normally works. That's just the normal.
I have. Let me put the cart before the horse here just a little bit, just so people can understand where I'm going. I have been cheated on, and as I was dealing with the things and stuff that I was seeing, and I was trying to get to the bottom of what was really going on, I was told that I was an insecure person.
Who
Right.
told? Who told?
So hold on now. Yeah. So I'm being told that I'm insecure because I'm asking questions about, hey,
Why? What
yeah,
happened?
what's going on with this? Why you acting this way? And all the while she was cheating.
Yeah.
Right. So here we're talking about, do I feel insecure in my relationship? It's because you made me feel insecure.
Hello.
It's because you've been doing some things that you think nobody else can see. Right? In 6 months, your phone has never rang, with the exception of your kids.
Now go.
That don't line up with me, right? I thought we all got friends, we all got family, and your phone never rings. That makes me feel a little insecure about you.
Did she have a second phone? I'm just kidding.
Probably, right?
I'm just trying to tell you, because I know one time I had one.
Yeah.
I got 2 phones
How
right now.
about, all kinds of things can come out in relationships. You know your timing is off. You never come home on time, or you always got these missing occasions, or maybe maybe the last time we got a lump sum of money, you did something stupid. Now I don't trust you. I don't trust you with the money in the house. You know what I mean? You say you spent $20, but you spent $100. Now I can't trust you anymore. Yeah, I'm insecure, but I'm insecure because you keep doing some silly shit, and you think nobody can see it, or you don't think it's not supposed to affect our relationship. It's not supposed to affect how I see you. It does affect how I see you, right? And so, I know that if I get ready to go out of town, and I gotta prepare the household for the family all week, I'm real skeptical that you're gonna come in here and clean up this kitchen like I like it cleaned up every night, right? Am I insecure? No. You've shown me over and over again you're not willing to do what is right, the right thing, or what is necessary to maintain this family, this relationship, etc. So now we have this situation where I'm insecure, but you caused it.
Right.
And now I got to address it with you, right? I have to remind you of what you did to make me feel insecure, right? I'm not crazy. I'm not an insecure person. I've just experienced some things that make me feel less confident about you or about this particular situation. Those are difficult to deal with because now it really is a pressing upon the other person. Now I may have to enlighten them of what I consider to be their faults, right? And when I bring up their fault, they may know it's a fault, and so they're already insecure about it. They run rather than having a dialogue with me, right?
Or lie.
Huh?
Most people lie.
Yeah, they'll lie, they'll run, they'll lie, they'll run, they don't want to talk about it. Exactly right. So the point that you made in that when you are ready to talk about insecurities, particularly in a relationship, you really are bringing up something that is very sensitive.
Correct.
You're bringing up something that could blow up in your face, right? You're bringing up something that may cause you to end up saying something in the heat of things that might damage the relationship, right? Once a relationship, once a dialogue gets heated up and it starts to be argumentative, you know what I'm saying? You man, that's why you're so stupid. You keep doing this stupid stuff, right? And you are really humiliating them with those words, even though you're just kind of expressing yourself in the moment, right? Dealing with insecurities of other people can be a very tough issue to tackle.
It can be. And then also one you can handle in a lot of different ways. Like me, I'm not perfect, far from it. But I'm a person that I really do listen. So you give me the ammunition to destroy you half the time. I just don't care to.
Right.
But if you attack me, I promise you, I'm going to get you.
If
So
you-
a lot of times
yes.
with me, I have dialogues with somebody and they get on me. Because I do this dating thing and I'm not in just that solid monogamous relationship right now because I'm getting my mind right. I got so many things going, business and everything else. So they come at me, they attack me.
Right.
My whole thing is watch out you come at me because you think I'm soft because I'm not saying I want to do this. No, I'm strong in a lot of different ways. But my whole thing is where my weakness is where you might be thinking it's really somewhere else. So when you come at me and I already know yours because you gave me a lot of it and you be like, well, you keep doing this and you keep doing that. You keep poking me, like anything else. Destruction is easy. The power of the tongue can work so many different ways. I told you I like to uplift.
Yes.
I do uplifting because I tore down. I know how to tear you down. Cussing, I can cuss my behind off.
Right.
It ain't always what I wanted. It was some of the things I was taught when I was young not to do. I was not allowed to cuss. So in a minute I got away from my mother, I cussed my butt off. I learned how to do it. I can do it quite well. I understand that I offended some people through my language. So I use comedian style, where I can use it a little bit, but I understand I gotta bring myself back to reality. It's not always appropriate or necessary. But then you come at me and attack me in a way that I promise you, I'm gonna sit back and I'll be like, okay, and oh yeah, and look at that little smart little chuckle you got. See, you don't never take nothing serious. So then when I go in on your behind about how you are, now you don't know how to take it. Now you want to bring up everything that you can.
Right.
Because see, your hurt ain't my hurt. You can't really hurt me.
Right.
I've been through it. So when you remind me of me, I laugh. Because that's just my past.
Yeah.
I remind you of how you are in the present.
That's what
Because I don't have to go to your past to bring hurt. That hurt you felt was something that wasn't me.
Yeah.
You just gave that to me. See, some people think that's power. No, the power is how you dealt with it and didn't deal with it. And I brought that to your attention and you can't deal with it. And now you don't know where to go. Now, see, that's destruction because after that argument, you still going to be thinking, I'm not.
Right.
So you don't feel a certain way about what you said?
No.
Because see, I'm deeper than where you are. And my whole thing is not being smart.
Right.
I just played you off of what you told me.
Right.
And I understand you never got past. It's just like if you get in a relationship, I ain't gonna cut you. You get in a relationship and a person always say that person ain't this and this person. That means you ain't got past that person because again, all my hurt, I don't have to tell you. If my ex did something to me, I don't have to tell you I hate her or anything else. That's because I ain't get past. My whole thing is, hey, it didn't work out.
That's it.
Right.
If I gotta keep saying I can't stand her, I can't because you still in your feelings. Just like I be hearing from all the time. I can't do because you still got your feeling. They hate stand when you say that.
Yeah.
Get past it.
See, everything that you are sharing with us, Jay, is really a situation where somebody does not know how to open the door for telling me about my insecurities. They came at me all wrong, all to the left, and they may have been genuine. You know, they could have been just trying to mash on me, right? And we have to be careful of that. Listen, it's time for us to take our next break. We're gonna go ahead and get out here for just a minute. I hope you enjoy this song. I hope you're loving the show. And again, this is Bar Talk with Jay. This is what we do. Just try to bring some understanding to what's going on underneath the surface of things. And so stay tuned. We'll be right back on Bar Talk with Jay. Right after this.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna get back on it.
Back Talk with Jay. My man Crab is definitely on one. One of the things I want to do is let everybody know, not this Friday, but next Friday, right after my show. That's right, next Thursday after my show on Friday, I'll be in Akron, Ohio. 30-year reunion, yeah.
Woo,
Central
nice.
Howard
30
be
years.
in the building. I'm gonna do some things. We doing this Friday night, that Saturday night, and I gotta get the heck up out of there that Sunday.
Yeah.
So again, I see my brother Blade is definitely watching me. I want to make sure everybody in Akron know we're gonna be in town.
Right.
Why? I gotta do some things to make sure some fun happens.
There you go.
Incorporate fun in your life. Insecurities ain't necessarily fun, but if you understand them better, you can deal with them. My whole thing is when you don't deal with situations, and something Kraft taught me a long time ago, it seemed to get bigger.
They will always get bigger. It will grow. The mountains will grow. That's why
So figure out the equation.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we're trying to do here tonight. It's not about picking on somebody's situations, okay?
Right.
Their situation is a situation. But do it fit your equation? Your equation is off of you. One of the things we do tonight is trying to figure out us first. Please love yourself and understand you, and then you can understand how you can help somebody else. Because one of the problems I used to do is I used to pour out more than got poured in. That was my problem, right?
Yeah,
so I'm helping
too.
everybody, and then I'm feeling empty.
Yes.
Okay? You can't blame all the people you helped when you did what you did and not understand they wasn't pouring back. They didn't know how to because I did not even show them.
Right.
So again, insecurities also work off of you. So people will play you. Oh man, you
People
just such a
will
nice,
play you.
you
Yes.
such a nice guy. You don't really ask no questions. You just do. I'm just gonna get you because of you.
Right.
The whole thing is realizing a beautiful heart shouldn't just be tampered with, but everybody don't understand that. Because again, my mentality, I didn't have a good, people ain't grown up the way you did. People didn't grow up, they don't know your situation,
Right.
so now you trying to impose your way on me. Perception is throwing everything off. My whole thing is alignment. Because when I align with the right people, we vibe.
Yeah.
We
There
sit
you go.
here tonight, us three. But now it's three when it was usually just us two. But we still vibe. Why? We bring that aura. You can understand it. You need to be around more like-minded or vibrant people because again, anything other than that takes you away from what your calling. My whole thing is people should align. You don't have to have the same destiny. Me and Kraft have two different destinies. But I promise you, no matter how he might fall off the track, I'm gonna be there for him. Because again, he is that brother that I'm gonna go with. I'm like, no matter what because I know him.
Yeah.
He gave himself when he didn't have to. When he went through a situation where he gave the world, he cheated on. He didn't have to. Why he give it? Because he don't want nobody else to go through it. I did the same thing. I put myself on the line. But I'm not going to keep doing it when nobody willing to listen. Don't nobody want to change. We do this because we care.
Right.
Not just because we want to shame somebody. Oh, he's going to throw that out there because I did it. The hell with you. You did that. You going to face that. This man got to deal with it. Okay? So if you was really sensitive about what your action was, you wouldn't be sitting there talking about how you just telling it. You would make change to your life. Because we trying to change the world to be better. Mm-hmm. We want to be stronger. But all they sound like y'all just bragging over there. Because you are insensitive and you ain't listening. Mm-hmm. You're defending.
Yes.
I want to defend because of the fact that, he showed a vulnerable side. No, you just played on it.
Yeah.
Instead of nurtured it and realized it came from love.
Right.
He had 2 loving parents. He didn't come from like everybody else. It wasn't just a single. He had it all. Mr. Kraft, I didn't even really know, but I knew through Kraft. Mm-hmm. I loved him because I love Kraft.
Right.
So when a person just takes advantage of my boy, I really take offense. Mm-hmm. Because if you really knew him, you wouldn't have did that. My whole thing is, certain people, I would never cross. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not just because he's sitting next to me and I want to brag. No. Why would I?
Certain people I never cross.
Yeah.
I never burn a bridge.
Why burn it when it's not necessary?
Right.
When this man would give you any and everything. And he ain't even saying he would. I just know he would.
Yeah,
I don't even have to call on Kraft and say, Kraft, I need anything, because he will have it for me. My whole thing is Kraft seeing me do and struggle all day long. Why just run to a person because you can? Mm-hmm. Grow up as a man. He grew up. He went through his pains. I don't have to come to him and say I need, but we can talk.
Right.
I got to work my own problems out. Right. That's how we grow. People don't want to work. Guess what? Get past that.
Yeah.
And work it out. Understand it.
Yeah.
And you will get past some of your insecurities. I want to hit the lottery like everybody else. Be rich. Guess what? I'm not going to play it every day. I'm not going to just put everything on the line with that when I know I'm capable of doing it. So I go to work. And some people feel like, you go to work for yourself. Please understand, entrepreneurship is still work. I have to get people to align my vision.
Yes.
It's nothing different. It is work. Yes. And when everybody's ethics ain't the same, there's going to be some measurements done. Some people ain't going to be with me. Everybody don't share your dream. One of the things I told Kraft a couple times on the show already, I felt like I was building Noah's Ark. I was building the ship in the middle of the desert. Everybody's laughing because it wasn't built. But once it was built, all of a sudden, man, you did that. Guess what? Whatever. My whole thing is, when I was building it and then you was laughing, I still had to do it. I could have stopped and followed you.
Right.
And been down that same endless path.
Right. And
or you could follow your dream.
You would have demonstrated some of your own insecurities by following
because
people
I felt like I should have stopped. I felt like I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And I did. I felt like. But my whole thing is, you was gifted to go through. Everything that you wanted never happened.
Right.
But did you really want something?
Right.
Did you fight for something? It's just like a relationship. Did you fight, or did you just say, I want to give up? Same thing. Yeah. My whole thing is, look at life differently. Don't just judge it. Understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to relationships, with every single person that you meet, there's going to be 2 or 3 boxes unchecked. Mm-hmm. Right? And so you can't judge people for their faults. You just have to figure out if you can work with them. Right. You have to figure out if maybe you can help them. Maybe you can coach them or guide them or help them in some way. And I imagine when 2 people come together, each one is probably saying, I probably need to help her with that. I probably need to help him with that. And, maybe quietly as it's kept, you've got your agenda to help them overcome that issue. I want to just change this up. There's 2 quick things I want to do, Jay.
What you got?
Number 1, I want to recognize the people who are listening live with us tonight.
Give it to them.
We got a nice long list of people, and let's start at the bottom. And we got Shirley, we got D. Davis, Linda, Blade, Connie, Mario.
Hey, Mario.
Was that Arneal?
Keep going.
Yeah, Arneal. We got Patricia in the house. We already recognize Heavenly, Chris Fetterman. Again, we got Cara in the house.
DC.
Victor Wallace.
My boy, comedian.
We appreciate all of you folks for being with us tonight. And we hope that you have enjoyed the show. We're getting ready to close out here in about 10 minutes or so. But the second thing that I wanted to do is Barbara had listed a segment here because we haven't talked about much about what we can do about our insecurities.
Okay,
right? We want to be a solution-oriented type show. She asked the question, how do we go about renewing our mind? And that's exactly what is needed when we have insecurities. Oftentimes we know our insecurities. We've been dealing with them for years, but we don't know how to really overcome them. We don't know how to really make changes in ourselves. And it comes down to how we speak to ourselves. All of it boils down to how we speak about ourselves. Most folks don't know this, but you have a self-development mechanism that works by the means of your own tongue. When you say positive things to yourself, you build yourself up and you pour positive energy into yourself. And so if I have an insecurity about my, let's say I have some financial insecurities, right? And we haven't even talked about all the different types of, but let's say I have some financial insecurities, that I'm going to begin to pray and meditate and affirm such things that would align me with being financially secure. So I might say things to myself, and this is an exercise. We used to call this spiritual mind treatment, right? What we're doing, we're treating our own mind. So God is whole, perfect, and complete, and we are off the mark. And so when we say certain things to ourselves, we begin to align with God. And that is where he opens our hearts and minds enough for him to come through and do good work, right? So if I'm insecure about, and let's just use something about speaking in front of other people, right? So now I got this job, I got this meeting next week, I'm gonna have to speak in front of 100 people, I'm not used to it, I don't like it. We have to talk ourselves into loving it, right? So I might say something like, I am a great speaker. I feel confident when I get in front of an audience. I'm always organized when I speak to other people. I come through, people perceive me as confident, and I'm an excellent speaker. And I'm just gonna all day, all night long say those things to myself. You would be amazed at what happens when you get in front of that audience. It's almost like you will have talked yourself out of being fearful of speaking in front of that audience. And it goes even much to a supernatural level. If you're broke and you say, I'm not broke, I got plenty of money, money is coming my way, this problem is being resolved, I'm going to have everything that I need to pay this bill, to get my financial creditors satisfied, I'm no longer going to be behind, I'm going to be ahead. Those words will begin to manifest a prosperity atmosphere all around you. You will start finding money. The credit will give you more time. There's a lot of things that will happen in the supernatural, from the supernatural to the natural, if you can just speak what you desire, right? So we heal our minds by thinking properly, by talking to ourselves properly, right? If you're not organized, I want you to say the words, I am organized. I want you to say it 10,000 times. I am organized, I am organized, I am organized, I am organized. Say it so many times it sounds like a foreign word. But what will happen in a very short period of time, you'll find yourself cleaning up something, and you'll be almost done with the cleaning before you realize that that's what you just did. Organized. You just become organized. You talk yourself into organized. See, sometimes when we talk to ourselves in a certain way, it'll automatically change our behavior without a stress or a pull or a tug. I talked myself into being more organized, right? And so how do we renew our own mind? Talking to ourselves positively. See the vision. Speak about the vision. Speak about where you're going. Speak about what you want to happen. Speak about what you, speak positive over the things that you are fearful about or the things that you're lacking in. And I promise you, you'll see a power come to your rescue unlike you've never seen it before. I use this in my life in every situation, every single day. When I get up in the morning to go to work, I say to myself, you know what? I don't care what's happening in the economy. The Lord's going to send me a customer today. He's going to send me a customer that's got down payment, that likes the car that we have. They're not going to be too picky. They're going to have great credit and they can buy it, and they're going to like me. They're going to want to buy from my dealership because they bought from us before. I'm just talking myself into a car deal, and I'm not even in the work environment yet. Change your mind, change your life, and that's the bottom line.
I just got drunk. That was bar talk with Jay. This is go to the bar, I get towed up, and my problem
That's
still.
how you renew your mind.
That's just how I let my mind go free.
A lot of people do that, but you gotta wake up to the same
One of
problem.
the things I want people to realize, bar talk with Jay is pouring you things out. You don't got to get drunk, and I don't think you have to be responsible. But when you go to a bar, a lot of times you want to let loose. It ain't always about being depressed. I want to let loose. I got a lot of things going on. I want to let loose. We want you to let loose with us. Bottom line is we want to have great conversations. I believe we can have a dialogue that's going to blow people's minds because I don't look at color. I don't look at kind. I want to make sure we understand that we all are different. That's why he gave us the ability to think different. But you got to respect other ways of looking at somebody's thinking.
Right.
Because again, you are judgmental of your own. That's why they don't perceive you correctly. Because you are so stuck on you that they ain't hearing you. And my whole thing is if you listen more, you'll find other ways. Because every great teacher that you can remember, that you loved as a teacher, she found a way to touch you. Are you willing to go beyond to touch someone else? Because the bottom line, you don't have to. You can stay selfish. I promise you, half of America, everybody want to see America in so many different kind of ways. I'm not going to repeat somebody else's statement. I don't believe in everything that everybody say. But I will tell you one thing. When we actually believe in each other in a positive way, you'll find a different way to talk to somebody. Because I promise you, if my child do something, I don't have to curse him and I don't have to down them. But I promise you, I'll find a way to touch them.
Yes.
That same touch can happen with a person next to you. It's a choice. But that's when it changes from being selfish to being open.
Yeah. Let me read just some stuff I discovered on insecurities. And we didn't cover the subject like this, but this is really good stuff as we move toward our close here. It says that insecurity is an inner feeling of being threatened or inadequate in some way. Insecurity is about inadequacy. Now, we've all felt it at one time or another, but while it's quite normal to have feelings of self-doubt once in a while, chronic insecurity can sabotage your success in life and can be particularly damaging to your intimate relationships. Chronic insecurity robs you of your peace and prevents you from being able to engage with your partner in a relaxed and authentic way. The actions that come from insecurity always asking for reassurance, jealousy, and accusing and snooping. It erodes trust, and it isn't attractive, and it can push your partner away. That's insecurity in a nutshell. It most certainly can push people away, but sometimes we haven't faced our insecurities, so we go through life being ignorant of our own realities. And there's no further path that you can be off on than to be ignorant of your own realities. We all have insecurities. We all have shortcomings. And take stock of your take some self-assessment, some time to look at yourself and say, hey, what is this? If you're in a relationship with somebody and they're missing the mark on any given subject, it's okay to share with them and open them up. Do it in a loving way. Do it in a way that says, you're not trying to condemn me. It sounds like you're trying to help me. And if you come across like that helpful, you'll see that they'll make change, immediate change in those particular areas. Because the reality is, we're not in a world alone. Iron does sharpen iron, and we all need to be sharpened in one way or another at some point and some time. And so get used to it, right? Get used to accepting that I was wrong or that I could do better, because other people around you can see it. It's just a matter of whether you're willing to see it in yourself. And I think the most genuine and earnest people, the people who earnestly and genuinely look at themselves and willing to accept criticism and make changes, are the people who are most happy and the people who have no bags to drag from their past. They fix the problems now rather than just carrying those heavy weights into tomorrow, making the same mistakes that they made yesterday, being the same old person that they were yesterday, right? Let's all get off of our high horse and be willing to accept some constructive criticism, because the reality is we can do better, and if somebody else can see it, we might need to hear it from them.
Wow. You ain't have to just do it like that. It's kind of hard to come behind you now, Craig. All I can tell you right now is I fell off the horse. And Craftmatic has showed y'all his true ability. But one of the things I will always tell you is when you go through life, quit being so judgmental. A lot of times that's the problem. You overly judge it because you're not facing. But if you take that same energy to realize your ability, you will stop some of the things that you do.
Yeah.
Instead of judging and chastising somebody else. I was never perfect at certain things, but I'm quick to talk about somebody else. That's your shortcomings.
That's your
and I
shortcomings.
don't want you to know about mine, so I'm quick to tell you about yours.
Right.
But if I can fix mine, I wouldn't be quick to talk about yours. That's what we tend to do. We like to poke, then dig.
Right.
Have my problems here,
Right.
but I can give it out there.
Right.
Because out there, everybody else hear it. And everybody loves social media, and everybody love it. But then you die inside. My whole thing is I want to pump life back. Because you don't get your damn self. You done talked about everybody and did everything, and you're tearing yourself up. So then I find out you die of an aneurysm, heart attack, and everything else.
Right.
Because why? You did that to yourself. Fame can lead to early death. My whole thing is it don't have to.
Yeah.
If you decide to live right and understand happiness and love yourself in the right way, you won't allow too many people to take you down a path that you don't need to be on.
Yeah,
But when you align yourself with a person that understands you, like a craft, that's willing to give you a hard truth, then I'm willing to accept and not take so much negativeness from it.
Yeah.
Where somebody show you love was like, yo, Jay, you're kind of wrong. I don't have to be like crap. You know, you did this, you did.
Yeah.
See, that's, to me, a defense where
Yeah,
I can say, Craft, well, what more do you think I might need to do?
And that's
See,
knowing your audience. You know what I mean? You if somebody's saying something to you that you don't like, you know, because it's hard to make sure you position them so that, hey, oh yeah, I know this is my cousin, this is my mom, and this is my dad. They're not trying to hurt me.
Right.
They're trying to teach me something.
But
right?
the whole line is why you put in position the title. Some people gonna tell you from a title outside that you need to recognize. Because my whole thing is they can say defensive things that you want to attack. Because that's what we tend to want to do. My whole thing is I don't take everything but for a grain of salt.
Yeah.
My whole thing is this. As I hear it, I want to see if there's some realness behind it. Because if Kraft say it to me, I want to look at it because I know Kraft. Kraft's going to say some things that's going to be spiritual anyway. So as I hear it, I try to see where it settles within me. But you got to know you to understand it.
Yeah.
And that's why I really feel we're lost right now today in relationships and problems, because you can say it, and if I don't have any real substance, either I'm gonna believe it, and that's why people follow things that they really don't understand.
Let me say this, Jay. That,
What's that?
and I probably won't be able to do this justice, but I think it's important to bring this up
Go for it.
during this conversation. A lot of people, when you are having a major problem, a major event, a major circumstance that's happening, that's a negative one. It's a tough one. It's a challenging. You know, you're broke, or you just got caught cheating, or you cheated on some. You just caught somebody cheating on you. Whatever the case may be, it's always right in the heat of those situations that we're getting the most feedback. And sometimes you can't hear the feedback coming at you because you're still so disturbed about the things that's happening. But your mama's saying, you put yourself in this situation. I told your ass not to be messing with that boy anyway. I told you to leave him alone. He was this and that. But you can't hear it all because you're still so hurt on the situation. Don't allow your situations and your circumstances to keep you from hearing the truth. Don't get so stuck in the pain of the problem that you're not listening to all of that constructive feedback coming at you in the midst of that, right? Sometimes you don't hear it until months later. Oh yeah, my mama said that. Now I'm just realizing it. And it's difficult to take constructive feedback when the block is hot, But it's important that you listen, and it's important that you receive. I had one pastor to say, accept all and choose best. Sometimes just take it all in and then go back, and what doesn't work for you, you throw it out. Okay? But improvement is the name of the game. Whether you improve on yourself or whether you have to be improved by somebody mashing on you, improvement is the name of the game. And people may think they're coming at you to the left. They want to hurt your feelings. They want to bring you down. But all that's really going to do is strengthen you and fortify you so that you can overcome the particular issue you have and move on with your life. And so I just ask everybody to take a good, solid look at yourself in the mirror and, find the love, but find the opportunity to grow. Find the opportunity to grow. That's what this show has been about. And we are out of time. Once again, this is Bar Talk with Jay.
Forget time. See, that's the problem. Everybody want to go within man time. This is Bar Talk with Jay time.
Yeah. Well,
we're going to go past that time. Why?
We don't have people out for 2 hours.
Man, we don't wore them out for 2 hours. And half of them need to be wore out because they don't want to face this.
Yeah.
Greg, you know this like I do.
I know, but you can't preach to people, though. They're going to self-realize. They're going to self-realize where they're not going to get it.
Crap. We're not preaching. We're teaching. We are giving of ourselves. And when it's ready for them, they will receive it. Quit thinking that everybody's ready to receive what we're giving.
Right.
I did this now going on 3 years because I know certain people ain't ready for this. But guess what? We still do it. Why?
Reminded you of these
we
truths.
have a vested interest. It's called an alignment. My man came tonight. Align quickly because he can understand. Other people can too.
Yeah.
It's not about Bar Talk with Jay. It ain't about a bartender. It's not about drinking. It's about understanding.
It's about understanding. That's what this show is all about, understanding.
Break it down.
Understand yourself,
form.
understand your situations and circumstances. Understanding is the beginning of wisdom. And the Bible's been talking about that for years. So we hope that this show has been helpful. Helpful to your spirit. If it's not helpful to you, maybe it helps you understand somebody else that you can go and pour into. But we are all about being your greatest possibility, and we hope that you have enjoyed our program tonight. We want to thank Sheldon for coming by tonight and presenting his products. And tell us again where we can find you.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram at Kush Cocktails. One word, KUSHKOCKTAL.
Okay, cocktails with a K.
Cocktail.
All right.
Can we get more cocktails?
Yeah, and listen, we got a little product we're going to check out.
I'm 6 minutes away. I'm 6 minutes away.
Yeah, 6 minutes
no,
away.
you next
So,
week.
we thank you for doing what you do.
Of
We
course.
also want to thank our cast, Jamal, and obviously the good Reverend Doctor couldn't be with us tonight, Dr. Jeffrey, but we appreciate him because he's always putting in good work with us.
Don't forget about Barb.
Barb puts together our programs, keep us focused. We got C in the house, we got Rock in the house, we got Boob in the house, and we want to thank you folks for being with us live tonight. You being here with us just makes all the difference because I feel like I got somebody to talk to. So continue to come back. Hopefully this has been inspiring. That's what we do, inspire through dialogue. We love you folks, and we'll look forward to seeing you on every Thursday, 7 to 9 Facebook Live. With that one, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.